Hey, this is Brian, and we're going to do some spark plugs on a 2013 328i F30. The first thing you're going to want to do is obviously pop your hood. If you haven't done it yet in your car, you have to pull this lever twice. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you always have all the correct tools available. So we have a torque wrench, and we're setting it to 17 foot-pound torque. You're going to want to have some extension. I think these are 6-inch. I also have a 1-inch, a couple 2 inches, a swivel, and you're going to need, this is very important, you're going to need a spark plug socket, and I'll try to zoom in here so you can see it. As you can see, it's more like a star shape. It's a 12 point. I believe it's a 14 millimeter. You can see that, see if I can focus in here. It's a little bit ground down. Make sure that when you buy one of these, that you buy one that's actually a thin-walled socket. I bought this on eBay. I think I spent $6 on it. But the only problem is I had to do so much custom work just grinding this thing down to make it work. It works now, but save yourself a lot of hassle. Make sure you buy one that's really a thin wall. The next thing you're going to want to do is take off the plastic here. And all you really need to do is just pull up and slide it out. There's 3 spots that it's stuck. It's stuck here, here, and over here. Put that to the side. Then there's another piece of foam. And just gently lift this up and take that off as well. So once you remove the cover and also the foam, you're going to be able to see the coil packs. This light over here, so it's a little bit easier to see. And basically, these are super simple to get off. I'll zoom in for you. Try not to make you sick. But all you want to do is pop it like that. It's going to make some clicky sounds. It sounds like it's going to break, but as long as you're gentle, it shouldn't break. There's 2 ways to get this out. You can either stick your finger in and pull, or what you could also do is get one of those extensions that we talked about earlier. Slide it through and just lift up. And that's going to pull your coil pack right out. Piece of cake. So you want to set that aside. Next thing you want to do, you want to get your socket. And what I found works is if you get a swivel, connect it to a 6-inch, and then I like to use just a regular ratchet when I'm loosening something. Slide that guy down there. I'm just going to go on the other side of the camera. Okay. Sometimes it's easier if you take the ratchet off and just hand spin it. And then once you get to the point, you'll be able to feel that it's no longer connected. And just lift it out, and you can pull out the spark plug. Here we are. So what I have now, just go to the BMW dealer, do yourself a favor, and get the NGK plugs that are supposed to be in there. So what I like to do is, first, you always want to have one of these spark plug gap testers. I don't know the technical name, but always check your gaps before you even start. The next thing I like to do is get some anti-seize and just make sure you put some of this on your threads. It's going to make it a lot easier to get out in 50, 60,000 miles, maybe 30,000, whatever interval you change your plugs at. The other thing you could do is there's this other electrical connection grease that you can put on the other end. And this just helps make sure that there's a strong electrical connection. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this guy. We're going to feed it back down. And again, I like to try to feed it with my hand and just use this part. Try to get it started before you actually have to lock it in place. Okay. Okay, so once it's hand tight, you want to get your torque wrench. And again, I have mine set to 17 foot-pound torque. Okay, double check it. It's good to go. All right, number one. And what you want to do is you want to just put this guy back in. There's a metal groove here, and I'll change the angle so you can see what I'm talking about. So then what you want to do is you want to get your coil pack. Make sure that the plug is facing where it has to get plugged in. And then you also see that this rubber piece right here, there's actually a metal plate. So you just make sure that it's lined up. And make sure you push it down really good. But it should slide in very easy. And you just want to replace that clip. You push it in, lock it in place, and make sure that thing's down there. And you're on your second one. So we'll unplug this. Now, another benefit to doing it yourself, if you can, is the plugs will cost you around $20 a piece. But if you go to the dealer, they were going to charge me $350 to install them. So it's just absolutely crazy. Especially for something that's going to cost you or take you 20, 30 minutes. Okay, there's plug 2. Again, you want to make sure you put some anti-seize on here so it doesn't seize. Okay. Again, we use our torque wrench to 17 foot-pound torque. Okay. Pop it out. Put your coil pack, make sure that the rubber is lining up in the correct spot. Push it down and you're good to go. Piece of cake. 2 down. 2 to go. Right, it's time for number 3. So like I was saying earlier, this is a piece of cake. It's not that bad. Even if you don't have that much automotive experience. Just do it yourself. It'll cost you 20 bucks a plug. These actually cost me, because I got the real BMW ones, they cost me $21 or $22 a plug, so it's not bad. Okay, so twist it. You're a pro by now. So this is where it starts to get complicated. And this one's still pretty easy. You just don't have much to work with when you're spinning. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it feels like it twists a lot more than it needs to, but just have a little patience and it'll go in. Okay, again, 17. I always make sure that I push, because you don't want that to slip off. Alright. Home stretch. So again, by now you know how to put this guy back in. You're a pro at lining it up. make sure that these are down all the way. Okay. And here's how we're going to do the last one. Again, the same thing. Flip up this guy, move your plug out of the way. Now again, mine's a little bit easier because it's been done. But you can use remember, you can use a socket extension on the first, I would say 3. This one, you just have to try to get your finger in there and then pull it. The other thing to note is this one's a little bit big, so what you want to do is just find a spot that it'll come out. Just try to wiggle it around a little bit. One thing to remember with these is that the tip of it is rubber. So it does flex a little bit, so it's pretty forgiving. Alright, so with this one, here's what we're going to do. You want to have your socket, and then I have a swivel, and then what I'm going to do with the swivel is I'm going to put a 2-incher on, and I actually happen to have a 1-inch. So if you have a 3-inch, it's the same thing. Okay, so get that in there. And with this one, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to fully clip it in because I want that. I think it just clipped in. For me, it's just a little bit easier because of how long it is to get it. Alright, so I broke the initial seal, so now it's just a little bit awkward. Not too bad though. Okay, and there's the last plug. And we'll get this last one here. Prep it up and drop it in. Alright, same thing. This is just going to take you a little bit longer, since it's just a little bit harder to get in there. Alright, I'm finally snugged up. Get your torque wrench, 17 foot-pound. Okay. Okay, put your coil pack in. Remember, that piece of rubber is really forgiving. Push it all the way down. Plug your clip back in. And that's it. Alright, so once you have all the packs in, just double check, make sure everything is lined up right. Make sure that your clips are shut. And then you can add this foam thing. It just kind of fits in place. can add this. And what I do is I always just try to line it up by the oil, and that normally helps you get it pretty much where it needs to be. Alright, you're done. Good job. Thanks for watching. So let's talk about lessons learned. So first I learned that the Denso Iridium 3457 is not the correct plug. Even though if you go on Advanced Auto's website it says that it is, it's not. It caused my motor to misfire to the point of me having to take it in, and it cost me about 150 bucks today. So that's lesson learned number one. Lesson learned number two is your socket. First you need a 12 point, not a regular, and you need an extra thin walled. What happens is when you look down the cylinder, just kind of like here, if you look down, it's one size going down, and then you see it gets a little bit smaller. Same basic principle with the cylinders that you're trying to get the spark plugs out of. At the bottom they do have a smaller hole, so it has to be extra thin. I ground the heck out of this thing, as you can tell. I'll focus in a little bit. Other than that, just take your time, go slow, and all said and done, took me about a half an hour to do everything. So really it's not that bad, especially when the dealer wants to charge you, like $450. That's just crazy. So you might as well just try to do it yourself. For the spark plug socket, you may spend up to, I don't know, $10 or so on a good one. And plugs, be prepared to spend up to like $25 a piece for the right ones. And just so you know which ones I got today, so you can see I got these from BMW. Let's see if they have a model number. It's a little bit hard to read, but it's 12120039 664.